Welcome traders to analysis of gold XAUUSD. Thanks for joining me here. My name is Vic. Now let's see what gold has been doing. It had a very good week last week. There were few things which actually have happened, and it needs a little bit of restructuring or like reanalysis. So we were expecting gold to actually fall down to near about 1777. It came very close here. Let me zoom in. It came very close to that target here, but it did not hit. Okay, I mean, market can do anything, and the reason behind this is because this needed a cleanup. Now, this is still there, so at some point in time, gold can actually come down to clean this up. So we were expecting it to reach 1777, and if it was going to break that, then we were going to go for 1763 and then further downward targets. But none of that actually happened. Market came very close and immediately got pushed back up. Now, what has happened there? It started to go back into 1806. 1806 acted as resistance a few times, and then after that, it started to pick up some momentum. Now, when the market was going upwards, I was expecting a little bit of resistance around this area because we have this FCP zone, and this is what I posted in the public room and in our Discord room as well, that we could actually face some resistance around here because we had previous resistance here, and this was a very good FCP zone. So we were able to pick up like a few day trades or short term trades here. Market took a pause here, struggled with 1839, 1837, 1835, those levels, and then started to go down. Ultimately, last week towards the end of the week, it started to have a breakout. Now this breakout, as you can see, is kind of very important because you see this trend line which has been following like this. Now the market has gone above that, and this candle which is breaking out is looking very significant. However, we already had this FCP zone mapped up, so the market started to go from here and reached this FCP zone here. Now, when a market reaches an FCP zone, it usually takes a pause unless it finds really good momentum to break through it. So what we can expect around here is that we can have a little bit of movement, downward movement, or a little bit of pause, a consolidation maybe, or something like that, and then it can start moving towards 1873. Remember, 1873 is where a gap is. Sorry, this is where a gap also left. Okay, last time it did not actually came there, did not come there. Now it can come to 1873, so that is still a possibility. However, one of the W patterns is already complete, so let me actually clean this up so that it doesn't actually create any confusions now. And let me clean some of these lines up so that we can always come back to them, we can always recreate them because it's always they are always there. These lines are based on Fibonacci, and best thing about Fibonacci is that it doesn't move like a moving average. If you draw Fibonacci on this leg, this will still be there after 10, 20, 30, whatever years, right? So we can always find those levels and important confluences. So what we have is that market came into this level here, and we have a W pattern like this. Okay, now this W pattern is not a very strong one. Why? Because this has not completed at the right place. Although there can be a little bit of downward move, maybe a day or so, to retest this, or maybe even below that, it can come down to those 1839 and all that, right? Those levels. But what I'm expecting it to do is if it finds momentum, then it is going to continue to 1873, then it can continue to 1885, and then 1900 becomes very approachable. And then if you remember, like a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about 1910 level as well. This thing, 1910, has become now a new possibility because if the market actually breaks through some of these levels around here, 1910 is quite a possibility. And one of the reasons I'll tell you is based on Fibonacci. So you see, this is 1 to 1.272 Fib level there. And if I draw somewhere from here, I get this zone which is between 1910 and 1900. So something like this. So this becomes one of the zones. And now if I look left, this is also the next structure level here, right? And we can also see that we have another W pattern like this. Okay. Now this W pattern also is not completing there. It actually completes higher than that. So if it actually breaks through this level, then we are expecting even bigger movement into something like this, which we already had planned. If you go back and look at previous analysis, you'll find that we already have this FCP zone above there, and we also have another one which is available at this level here, which is 1972, right? So all of these are already mapped. So let's see what happens. So the plan will be, if let's monitor around this FCP zone because we are right there, and if you find like a little bit of short positions there, you can take them because we are in FCP zone. If you find a confirmation, or if this zone starts to get broken out, like if there is a strong candle starts to breaking out, then you can expect it to reach near about 1973 level. If that level is broken, you can expect around 1973, you can expect downward movement because it used to be previous structure or supply zone here, and that's why you can expect some downward movement. But if that 1873 is also broken, then we are looking at 1885, no, 1886 or something. I think there is a gap available around there, and if that is broken, then we are looking at 1900 to 1910, this particular zone. Okay, so this is the bullish movement here. Sorry, bullish plan that we have. Now we also should come up with a bearish plan because market can do anything. If it was not going to touch 1777 here and it went all the way to this level, it can also come back down. Okay, so we should have a plan ready for that bearish movement as well. So if I draw Fibonacci from this point all the way to this level, we can find like in a few points. So obviously like this zone is still intact there. This is still valid. 1850 is 1850, or you can say like in a minor level somewhere around here. Sorry, minor level somewhere around here, which is going to be 1855. So anywhere between 1855 to 1850 can be a good level for support. 1839, 1837, those levels which were there, remember previously. Let me actually put them back again so that, so somewhere around here. So 1837 to 1839, that can be actually a very good area. If I draw Fibonacci from here, so something like this can happen if it starts to fall down. So all of these levels can act as support. Now, if this FCP zone is broken again, okay, then we are looking at near about these levels. So something like 1812, and then we will have to look at this thing once again. Like we'll have to probably reanalyze. Okay, so my bias for now is that for a day or so it can actually fall down to retest this previous thing. If it starts to pick up momentum, then all of these levels and zones will become will act as support or profit targets. If we find good momentum to break out, then it is obviously going to go to 1873. Then it can start to fall down because it will say the previous structure or supply zone. If it still continues to it further up 1873, from 1873 it can go to 1886, and then after that it will come to 1900, 1910. And if it goes beyond, then it will come to this zone, which is near about 1941, 1941 to 1951, so near about this zone here. And if it continues to go beyond that, then it is 1967. Okay, so this is what we have on here, but let's use some other methods as well. So let's go to Watt and Visage, and on Watt and Visage, we have on, okay, on weekly time frame, it never actually like broke through this. So let me actually tell you how we read this. So it was in consolidation, so that's why we have frequent color changes at the bottom here, like red blue, right? So this is on weekly time frame. Now, because the market had a momentum like to the upside, we should ideally go to the lower time frame to see what kind of profit targets that it was supposed to reach. So this was a very good signal here. This was the buy signal because we had the blue arrow, blue one, and this was the profit target. So the market reached that profit target on daily time frame. This was a very good move. Approximately how much was it? Like let me just quickly measure it. So it was, if you take in this one, and near about from here 20, so near about $27, yeah, $27 or something. So it was very nice move based on what I envisage here. Now let's look at what we could have done, sorry, what it is expected to do. Let's go to the weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, let me put those targets which can be applicable. So this is still open. So on 1884, 1884 or 85, that is open here. Then we have this one open, 1928, and then we have one available here around 2026. These are all the bullish targets. And if the market changes its direction once again, then on the bottom side we have 1723, then we have 1670, and then we have 1645. Okay, then we go to the daily time frame. Okay, on daily time frame, this target was met. These targets have been already been met. Now this was not met, um, but this one was. Okay, now let's go to the 4 hour time frame. This target was met. This is bullish because this is blue here, and the market gave this target. Sorry, market gave this target from here, and that is still open, so it can go to near about 1878. Okay, so the 4 hour target is like that. Let's go back to the daily. I think I'm missing something. I just saw actually something around here. Yeah, yeah, the monthly one. Okay, yes. So the monthly target, this one is also open, which is 1905 or something. Yeah. Now let's go and look at the daily time frame. Okay. So on the bullish side, we have these targets open. Okay, so 1878, 1885, 1905, 1928, and 2026. Okay, so these are the bullish targets. If the market, like breaks through some of those zones and levels, which I mentioned earlier, and on the bearish side of things, we have few targets open. So this is still open. These are all still open. There are a lot of targets which are available on the bearish side of things. And one of the things that I mentioned in the previous analysis is that gold has been creating a lot of liquidity areas, so I'm expecting gold to fall down at some point in time and collect those stop losses. You see, this is double bottom, kind of double bottom, kind of triple bottom. These are all liquidity areas, but there are a few liquidity areas on the upper side as well, around here. So probably it's going to collect those liquidity and then come back down, but trade what you see. You can only anticipate, right? But trade what you see. So these are all the targets which are available on the bearish side. So 1741, 1737, 1732, 1723, 1706, 1670, 1645, and there is one target available around in 1500 as well. So this is what we have on gold. If you enjoyed this analysis, found this useful, then make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other traders and trading communities, because that's how they can also benefit from this analysis. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.